world has long been searching for a lighter-than-air skyhook. The Cyclo Crane, with its unique design, is just such a vehicle and represents a brand new concept in flight. The Cyclo Crane is a patented hybrid aircraft which is currently being developed under world license at Tillamook, Oregon by Aerolift Incorporated. Over $10 million has been invested in the project, and in 1985, the Cyclo Crane successfully completed a Department of Defense test flight program. The prototype Cyclo Crane, as shown here, which has been flying successfully since August of 1984 using the latest in fiber optic and electronic technology, consists of a helium-filled blimp, 186 feet long with 4 sets of wings and blades, which provide lift and directional control, 2 engines mounted on opposite wings, and a pilot's cabin slung below the vehicle, with the sling load suspended below the cab. The computer-based control system uses both fly-by-wire and fly-by-light technology for state-of-the-art reliability, and remote control operation is available when required. The Cyclo Crane has been designed with varying specifications for different models, which will be able to lift sling loads of from 2 to 50 tons, as compared to the maximum 10 to 12 ton lift of the largest helicopter. Forward speeds of the aircraft increase with the vehicle size. Thus, a 50-ton Cyclo Crane is expected to reach speeds of up to 100 miles an hour. The Cyclo Crane operates on a simple principle, combining the lifting capacity of helium with the aerodynamics of an aircraft. As the natural buoyancy of the helium offsets all structural weight, rugged, long-life components may be used in the construction of the Cyclo Crane. Since the helium contained in the Dacron envelope provides the lift for all the structural weight of the vehicle, including fuel, plus 50% of the sling load, engine requirements are drastically reduced. This prototype lifts 2 tons with a total of 300 horsepower. A helicopter of equal capacity requires over 1,400 horsepower. The remainder of the lift requirements and the thrust and control come from the alignment of the 4 wing and blade assemblies as the Cyclo Crane revolves on its axis. The Cyclo Crane, in hover, spins at a rate of 13 revolutions per minute. Additional lift and maneuverability is achieved by changing the alignment of the aerofoils as the Cyclo Crane rotates. By varying the pitch of the blades and wings during flight, the aircraft can be directed up, down, sideways, forwards, or backwards. It is extremely responsive to commands and can virtually turn on a dime. The tail structure serves to stabilize the craft in flight, much like the tail of a kite. Aerolift Incorporated is listed on the Vancouver Stock Exchange. To date, the private sector, 1 U.S. and 4 British Columbia forest companies, the U.S. Forest Service, several U.S. government agencies, and the U.S. military have invested considerable sums in the research and development of the Cyclo Crane. A recent report by the Forest Engineering Research Institute of Canada stated, in part, that the Cyclo Crane had the best potential to replace the helicopter for logging purposes. Recently, further funding was received from the U.S. Army Aviation Systems Command, which awarded Aerolift a contract for $1 million U.S. to design a 35-ton Cyclo Crane. A prototype will be built, and additional contracts worth tens of millions of dollars are expected to follow to enable construction to begin. In Canada, a $1.5 million investment is pending for the design and development of a 10-ton Cyclo Crane, which is seen as the optimum size for the logging industry. There is an immediate need in British Columbia for a skyhook to facilitate access to trees in remote areas of the province where road building would be prohibitively expensive as well as potentially damaging to the environment. The Cyclo Crane will enable logging operations to take place in hitherto inaccessible areas. The Cyclo Crane has been estimated to operate at savings of 30% of the cost of operating a helicopter and can stay aloft for much longer periods of time than can a helicopter. When you add to this the fact that the Cyclo Crane can be constructed for less and can carry more than a helicopter, it can be seen that the Cyclo Crane will contribute to significant cost savings in an industry which has been hard hit by rising costs. Other potential applications of the unique strengths and skills of the Cyclo Crane are numerous and varied. The military have an interest in the lifting of heavy objects from ship to shore in areas where there are no adequate docking facilities, and in offshore surveillance using a sea anchor which would enable the cyclocrane to stay aloft for extended periods of time with the power off. Other uses for an efficient, cost-effective skyhook would be in the mining and fishing industries, the oil and gas industry, pipelines, people moving, and search and rescue, to name just a few. The potential of the cyclocrane is enormous. The future, virtually limitless.